One of the biggest challenges of beating addiction is finding a place to get help. A new addiction recovery center has opened here on the former Plattsburgh Air Force Base, using these old Clinton Community College dormitories and a dining hall as a new resource to help people on the road to recovery get their lives back on track.
3, 2, 1.
This ribbon cutting celebrated the opening of the Champlain Valley Family Center's All Ways to Recovery Community Center and the MHAB Life Skills Campus. The two facilities provide transitional housing and services to those recovering from substance abuse disorders. The driving force behind the project is businessman Michael Carpenter, who purchased the residential dorms and dining hall from Clinton Community College and worked to get more than 30 agencies and businesses on board to make it a reality.
The goal behind it was to offer a transitional housing and life skills campus for people in various forms of various stages of recovery from drug addiction, alcoholism, and mental health issues. And we think we've begun to accomplish that.
New life has been given to these former college campuses dorms, which will in turn help people rebuild their lives from addiction and will truly make a difference in this area. This facility and others like it illustrates actually the importance of recovery within the continuum of addiction care that is offered in New York State. It is imperative to realize that treatment alone is not enough. We need to have recovery supports in place for people no matter where they are in their journey to recovery. Our recovery centers help to fill this need.
Among the speakers, those who know firsthand how difficult the struggle with addiction can be. Ed Kirby talked about how his son, who didn't have access to a recovery center, died from an overdose.
I have never personally had to deal with the demon of dependency, but I lived through it as my son fought it. All he ever wanted was to get better. A place such as the MHAB Skills Campus and All Ways to Recovery is a great start to winning that fight.
Some of the residents waging that fight agreed to share their stories.
I'm an opiate and crack cocaine addict.
Very heavy cocaine, alcoholic.
My addictions impacted every area of my life.
These three are among the 90 now living on campus, getting help with peer counseling, job training, or just a safe place to stay clean.
Not being around people that are using, importantly. Primarily, that's so important for me.
I think it was just God's grace that He wanted me here, and I've been clean for 7 months now.
It's giving these recovering addicts a needed boost.
And puts me closer to my loved ones, puts me closer to the goals I have set in my life. I can get help with any counseling services I might need. All that stuff is right here.
I was hopeless, miserable, suicidal, no will to live. Now I feel that I have a purpose.
To live a life they thought they had lost.
Being here, I've gotten my mom back and my brothers. I can't ask for more than that.
And the visionary behind this project, Michael Carpenter, joins us, along with Connie Wille, who is the executive director of the Champlain Valley Family Center, which has opened the All Ways to Recovery Community Center. Welcome to you both. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks, Tom.
Michael, you were here with us just a year ago talking about your vision to turn those former college dormitories into transitional housing to help those struggling with addiction or mental health issues or homelessness, to help them get back on their feet. Now, a year later, it's a reality.
It's a reality a year later. I guess I would ask what took so long. I think that when we started on this process, we didn't understand what it would actually take to do this, and I think we've gotten an awful lot of credit for doing this quickly, and I think that that would not have happened had we not had the support from the partner agencies that I listed on Wednesday, as well as government officials and people that believed that this was a good project, that you could put a partnership together between a for-profit company, government agencies, and not-for-profits in the interest of a win-win-win for everybody. So I think when I really think about it, I'm a little surprised that we were able to get it done this quickly. But it really was because we had support from people and the project was good all the way around.
So often when you have a project like this, it can get delayed. You had to have buy-in from the community, from the state, from partner agencies, service agencies, and so I think a lot of people
are amazed that it did happen this quickly, and you've been up and running for almost 6 months now.
February 1st, we put our first residents in, so however long that is, but and we're up to about 90 residents now between the two dorms, our facility and the facility that ETC in conjunction with Clinton County Department of Social Services operates. So certainly the other piece that comes out of that is the need was there. When you see the numbers so quickly, and then Connie embracing with her team opening a recovery center there, you look at it and go, the need was certainly there, and it's evidenced by what we've done in such a short period of time.
And Connie, the need was there.
Absolutely. And there was an opportunity to write a grant with OASIS for the recovery center. And I had had conversations with Mike because I knew he had the campus over there. And I thought, in terms of locations, this could be a really great fit. And he just used the word win-win for everybody. I saw it as a win-win for everybody, both in terms of, a recovery center that's open to the community, but also there across from the dorms to help the folks who are residing there.
And this comes just months after you opened the recovery center at Schuyler Falls, the recovery campus. Last November that opened and has 18 beds. Within the past year, you've gone from wanting to have treatment facilities to now having both of these.
Absolutely.
The new recovery center here in Plattsburgh, what services are you offering here?
We are going to be open a lot. We're going to be open from 9 o'clock in the morning until 9:30, 5 days a week. We're going to be open on Saturdays from 11 until 7. And the staff at Always to Recovery are all peers. They are all people who are solidly in recovery, have a really wonderful understanding of what the folks who may be walking through our front door, either as people wanting service or family members looking for answers, they're going to be able to walk side by side with them and help them find what they're looking for and find what they need.
Do you offer actual treatment options?
Not there.
So
Nope.
Would folks get treatment options, for example, in Schuyler Falls, and then come to Plattsburgh to continue in their recovery?
If there's somebody who's struggling with alcoholism and doesn't want to go into a place like Champlain Valley Family Center, or Conifer Park, or Clinton County Addiction Services, this is a different way to go in, to meet some people that are solidly in recovery, talk with them, listen to them, and perhaps we can motivate and engage them to access one of those treatment points at one of the outpatients or at Schuyler Falls. We're there to listen, we're there to inspire, we're there to offer hope and engage in that continuum of services that we now have in the county.
And at the same time, Michael, you offer the Life Skills Campus, where you can help them with job training, help them look for jobs if they have possibly lost their job while they were battling addiction.
Yeah, we think of this, I'll echo a bit of what Connie said. First off, if you go back and think of the Schuyler Falls Recovery Center, I think our second or third resident that came to us was somebody who graduated from Schuyler Falls. So it already started long before we even put the recovery center, the All Pathways to Recovery Center in our facility. And for us, this made perfect sense. I envisioned this as the place that was all things recovery. If you have any question about addiction on any level, come here and we will get you to the place that you need to be one way or another.
So you have people that are both living there, but people also who are just visiting and taking advantage of these services.
Absolutely. Yep.
And the people who are living there, primarily people in various stages of addiction recovery?
Yeah, so and I always clarify this, there's two separate facilities there. There is the facility that is leased to ETC, and those are people that are in usually earlier recovery because they were homeless in order to be qualified to live there. In our dorm, we typically take people that have completed at least a 30-day treatment program. Oftentimes it's better if they have a little more time than that, 60 or 90 days, because we're not providing them any services. They're living in our dorm and they have access to services from all of our partner agencies, but it's not a treatment facility. So they really are governing themselves for the most part. So they need to have a little bit of time under their belt if they're going to be successful. That's been our early experience.
And that's often the case, that 30 days in treatment, and then if you come out, if if you go right back to your life, and it can often be difficult. Often people need more time for that transition period.
Yeah, the gentleman who spoke on our behalf at the event the other day is a perfect example of what we're trying to do. He attended the Champlain Valley Recovery Center in Schuyler Falls, completed it, was not prepared to go back to his home, came and lived with us for a number of months, reconciled with his wife, still an outpatient, works hard at all the things, and actually moved back home and is still doing well. And I think that that's the perfect example of what I envisioned when we started this.
When we've got folks living in a really vulnerable situation, the risk for relapse, of course, increases. And so having the dorm that's really focused on recovery and life skills, and now having the recovery community center on his grounds, it's a dream.
You talked about how you are helping people when it comes to training and jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell you that anybody who's living in either one of our dorms that is capable and desires to go to work can have a job within walking distance of our facility. The employers that are there have been great, and as we all know, transportation is a huge problem, and so the ability for these people to be able to get to where they work on foot or even on bicycle is really important. So we're thankful for those employers in the area that have been willing to take a chance. We do have the 2 staffing agencies as well as Workforce Investment over there regularly to offer any of the things that people will need, resume writing, job skills, any of those types of things.
And the commissioner talked about it was in the state budget this year. The lawmakers passed it, a $2,000 up to $2,000 tax credit for employers who hire people in recovery. This was your idea.
If you want to get employers to embrace this, there has to be a financial incentive for them. If there's no financial incentive for them to hire somebody that has a couple of felony convictions, a spotty work history, as opposed to somebody that doesn't have that, but all other things being equal, most employers are going to opt for that other person. So you have to figure out a way to incentivize employers so that there's something in it for them to take that risk. That's what you have to do.